What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we're going to be talking all about how to skip the catch animation in Pokemon Go. You might have found yourself sitting there in the past waiting for the Pokeball to stop shaking so you could catch the next Pokemon. Sometimes you even find yourself sitting in a spot not moving because it takes so long to catch a particular Pokemon. Well, this video is going to solve all of the problems, because basically this has been discovered a couple of months ago, but I wanted to do a bit of an update because I do have an added on strategy that you can use to get the Pokemon caught even quicker. So in today's episode, we're going to be covering three different things. The first thing is that I'm going to go as a play-by-play, step-by-step, draw out everything and show you exactly how to do this method. Secondly, I have had a lot of people in the past ask for me to show how I'm placing my hands on the screen so that they can see exactly how to do it. So we will be doing that and using a real-world example. And then thirdly, I'm going to show you some examples of exactly why this is so important and how much time you can save. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the episode. So let's go ahead and take a look at this method step by step. The first thing that you're going to have to do is encounter the Pokemon. And now we are ready for step one. If you will notice off to the right side of the screen, we're going to be focusing on this Pokeball icon. You will see that it is getting larger and then sliding to the left. The reason for that is because I am holding down this icon and then pushing my finger to the left. That is going to be the first step. So what you have to do is hold your finger down on this Pokeball icon, and while you are still holding, shift your finger over to the edge of the screen. You don't literally have to get all the way to the edge, but just get somewhere that's going to be around in this area. This is important because if you don't go far enough, you're going to run into a little bit of an issue, but I will talk about that in the real example. So we do have the step one covered. Hold on to the Pokeball icon, slide your finger over to the left, and the step two is going to be to now throw the Pokeball like normal. But keep in mind, you still have to hold your finger down on the left side. So you do have to use two hands to be able to do this, and then we will go ahead and move on to the next step. So let's go ahead and back up so we can see what this looks like in just a normal speed. We are going to slide over to the left and then throw the Pokeball like normal. Once you have done that, it's time for the next step. And this goes so quick when you're doing this in real life. You will notice that the Pokeball menu has finally popped up. But remember, we basically had it held down the entire time, but there is some delay to where the Pokeball menu finally shows up after you've already thrown the Pokeball. So once the Pokemon is in the Pokeball, you are now going to do the next step. And that's going to be simply click somewhere on the screen. Once you do that, it's going to move it onto the next screen where you will be able to exit. So once you've done that, this is going to be basically the home base screen. This is typically where you can watch the Pokeball start doing the shake, and of course that'll take 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then you don't even know if you've caught it, and then you have to do it again. But once it pops up onto this screen, you can now run from the encounter. And once you do that, you can literally skip the catch animation. So let's go ahead and look at it one more time in just a normal speed. First, you will grab the Pokeball icon, slide it to the left side of the screen. Then once you've done that, you throw the Pokeball. Now poke the screen anywhere and then run from the encounter. So that's going to be exactly what you have to do. Now let's talk a little bit about a pro method that hasn't been talked about, and that's going to be using your different quests to actually let you know whether or not you have caught the Pokemon. So typically what people have told you in the past is once you do that catch method, you then come out to this overworld. Then you click on the Pokemon again to see whether or not you've caught it. If you have caught it, it's going to give you an error and it'll say that, it doesn't exist. Or you can go in and catch the Pokemon again. But what you can do instead in some cases is going to be using your quest to let you know whether or not you have actually caught the Pokemon. What this means is you don't have to waste your time. Since I know that we just caught the cast form, I don't have to click on it again just to check and see if I've caught it, because I can confirm it based on this research task. So let's go ahead and let a couple play in a row so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So we go up, we go ahead and go against the cast form. And I'm telling you, once you get used to this, you'd be so shocked as to how quickly you can go. That's all it takes. There we go. We've got the quest on the menu letting us know we've caught it. Now we can move on to the next Pokemon. Go ahead and shift it to the left. Throw the Pokeball like normal. Click on the screen, run from the encounter, there we go again. So we can see once again that we know that we have caught this Pokemon. And because of that, we don't have to waste any time. You've already watched me do 3 on the screen at one point, which is absolutely fantastic. And like I said, I was able to use the different quests to let me know that I caught the Pokemon. Of course, if it doesn't pop up, that would let me know that I didn't catch it and that I could go back and encounter it. But this is going to save you an incredible amount of time. So now that we have shown it, let's go ahead and get into the real world example. So I thought doing a real world example would be very helpful to everyone at home. If you're a little bit confused as to where your hands would actually go, this is definitely going to be helpful. So I want to go ahead and first show you exactly how I throw it before this method. I typically spin it from the left side with my right hand. Maybe you do something a little bit different. But that's going to cause a little bit of confusion with this method because what you have to do is drag from the left and then go over to the right. So what I found was most helpful to me was that you use your left hand, you drag the ball over to the opposite side of the screen, and then you use your right hand to actually initiate it. You let go, tap the screen, hit the run button, and that's it. That's all you have to do. So there's the verification that it was able to catch it. We can go ahead and do one more just to show you another example, just to make sure you're 100% ready to be able to do this. So there was a little bit of an issue that I was running into where when I was spinning it, it would basically drop the ball. That's basically happening because it thinks that your left hand is where it's actually trying to throw from. So because it's touching the screen twice, it gets a little bit confused. So just as a heads up and basically a tip, when you go over, make sure you're going over to the far part of the screen so that you don't end up running into yourself. That's gonna be it. I mean, it's really gonna be that easy. So being the little investigator that I am, we might as well go ahead and show this side by side and talk about how much time you are going to save by being able to do this. So let's go ahead and start both of them. For skipping the catch animation, the result ended up being 9.47 seconds. While just catching the Pokemon in a normal manner ended up taking 20.63 seconds. That is well over 11 seconds difference. And you may not think that that's going to be significant, but just imagine how many Pokemon you would be able to catch. You can basically double the amount of Pokemon that you could catch in the exact same amount of time if you were just catching Pokemon in a normal way. This has been a bug for at least 5 months. I don't see it changing anytime soon. I know a lot of people want to keep it on the down low, if you know what I mean, so we can definitely take advantage of it. But by the way, I definitely encourage you to be able to do this at least while it is available. Anyways, I hope you did enjoy this episode. I hope that it was helpful for you. If it did help you, be sure to let me know in the comment section. Also, if anyone has been using this, go ahead and leave a little bit of a testimony about how effective it has been for you, and I will see you next time.
Hit me like a tidal wave. Triggered by the aftershock. Hit me like a tidal